Hi, this is Roger. Thanks for dropping by. Rain again today. I love sitting out in the afternoons with either a coffee or a glass of wine on the bench with Mojo, but it's becoming tedious having to get the watering can out every morning and water everything. So some rain is appreciated. Now today looks like it's going to be one of those where the rain comes in the morning and then it brightens up. We like those sort of days. Tomorrow is our Orchid Society's AGM, and the weather sounds as though it's going to be pretty awful tomorrow. I just hope we get enough people there to actually make the AGM viable, because there's a specific number of people have to be there, otherwise it doesn't count and we'd have to rearrange, which is a right pain. Anyway, today is Cymbidium Day. What do I mean by that? Well, if we have a look round, the blooms have gone. The blooms have gone. The blooms have virtually gone, not worth keeping. And the blooms have gone. So the last 4 plants in bloom have finished blooming. So it's watering day for the Cymbidiums. I could just put them outside, couldn't I? That wouldn't water them properly. It wouldn't get right down in the pots. Not unless it rained like this all day, perhaps. But what I plan on doing is picking up each plant in turn and either watering it or not. Not watering it means it's due to be either potted on or repotted. And I want all that work finished today, so that next week I can definitely get on with doing the wheels on the staging, and possibly putting a coat of black on there to freshen it up. Although that'll be, if I do that, I will concentrate on the surfaces we can see. I'm not turning it upside down and doing the underside of the slats and everything like that. I'll just do the bits we can see. On the grounds that I would like to get the Cymbidiums and that staging outside, so that I can rearrange the grow room. And by rearrange the grow room, the workbench and the watering table are coming over here, which is where they used to be. So they're going back there, which means these 2 shelves will go over here. Now they might not go in exactly that position, they might change their position. We shall see. I might put the lower shelf there and have the 2 taller shelves here. The reason being, I can get bright light without any sun on them by having a top shelf in this part of the grow room. A top shelf at that end of the grow room is going to get the sun, and it's quite strong light in that case. Okay, you know, this is not clear, but nonetheless it would be classed as very strong filtered sun, and for some plants it's too much. But anyway, so we will be rearranging things, and I can't do that well, I don't want to do it until I've got rid of the staging and got that outside. So I'm going to put the effort in today and complete all the work on the Cymbidiums, get the spikes off, pot on or repot those that need doing, so that everything's ready to be strapped onto the staging when it goes outside. Quite a bit of that has already been done. Some plants can stay in the pot they're in, but I need to check that so that I can separate out those that need work done on them, like this one specifically. That needs new media because I don't like this fibrous stuff. In weather like this, that would turn into a sponge and be so sodden that it will probably rot the roots. So, you know, when they're outside, they will have periods of uncontrolled watering, which I'm not prepared to put up with. So it can probably stay in the same pot, but it just needs the media changed. Others don't need repotting, they just need putting in a bigger pot. As we have seen in previous potting on and repotting videos, the problem's not what they're going into, it's getting them out of the existing pot is the problem. And in some cases, well, in one case we've had to scrap the pot and cut it off. because the plant just would not come out. Hopefully we don't get too much of that today. So that's the plan for today. It's a Cymbidium day. The other thing I've got to do today is I need to water the mounts. That takes 5 minutes, so that's no big deal. And then tomorrow morning before I go, I will water the Phalaenopsis, and then I'm up to speed with everything. I don't want to add the Phalaenopsis into today's work. I'd rather do it tomorrow morning. I've got stacks of time. I don't need to leave till about 12 o'clock. I shall be up at silly o'clock. I'll have plenty of time to do that tomorrow. And then Sunday, we don't tend to do work on Sunday. We just do our Sunday chat video and process that and get that posted, because that has to get posted in 2 places. Yeah, so that's where we will go. So I will see you in a bit. I've had my breakfast. It's gone past that time. I've still got to get dressed, and then we will see about starting work. Yeah, it should be a plodding day. I'm not going to rush doing all this. There's probably 3 or 4 plants to deal with. That's not a lot. Like, you know, this Cali Night, that's not going to be a big deal. That'll come out of the pot quite easily. Oh, that's good heavy rain now. Jolly good. Yeah, so the Cali Night will be very simple to do. Just sip it out of the pot, take the old media off and repot it in my mix. So that won't take long. And some I will look at, and I might just decide, no, you can stay in the pot you're in. I've repotted you, which would have, which wouldn't have been that long ago. So you're in media I know about. You haven't filled the pot yet. You can stay where you are. And like I say, some we've already done. So that's today's workload. See you in a bit. Okay, this is the first one to be looked at, and this is definitely going to get a repot. It will go back in the same pot. It's a Cymbidium pot, nice and deep. And if we look at the plant, we've got 2 new growths coming here. Those would be right butted up against the edge of the pot if I left it. And then we've got another one here, which would that one would have room. So at the moment we have 3 new growths, which in theory should mean we get 3 new spikes. But whoa there. This is also a new growth that pushed on early. So yeah, there's, if you can see the different stages, just starting, pushing on, well pushing on. So yeah, we should do okay with this one. It will fit in that pot nicely. This has got room to expand. These 2, plant can go over a bit so that these 2 have got room. And then we'll think about repotting it the following year. I'm going to take the spikes off and put that one to one side. It won't get watered or fed. It'll just get repotted, and then it will get watered. But it'll get watered with clean water, not feed. The idea with after you repot Cymbidiums, the idea is to not feed them for a couple of months. For me, that is totally impractical, because it means I've got quite a lot of my plants need feeding and some don't. So I end up with 2 lots of water on the go, which is not that practical. But for this first watering, we should be okay. So that's that one. Over to one side with you. Right, this is Tiger Tail. This has already been potted on, so this will get done now. All there is to do work-wise is to just take the last spike off. Blooms are gone, so that one then can concentrate on growing, and it has lots of new growths coming. It's going to be a real specimen plant. Hopefully with as many spikes next year as we had this year, if not more. Doing well. Right, the next one is the Cymbidium copper. Again, the blooms are going. That's the what was the only spike. And with this one, it's in quite a small pot, but new growth, pushing on nicely, room for it to fulfill its purpose. And then coming round here, right round the other side of the pot, is the other new growth, and again plenty of room to expand. So this doesn't need anything doing apart from the spike removing, so I'm not going to do any work on that. That will wait till next year. and hopefully we will get 2 spikes. Plenty of room in that pot for the 2 new growths. I doubt if there will be any more new growths. Those are they. So that's that one. Right, this is the bronzy coloured hybrid. This was the first one to bloom, and all the Cymbidiums last time I watered them were all sprayed for the scale. It's difficult to say whether these are dead. They seem to wipe off easy. But they all need another spray. I might do that today. Depends how I feel after I've watered them all. Anyway, this one has already been potted on. New growths around the outside, so they've now got room. There's some in the middle, some quite close together. They'll have to push up against each other. So no work to do on that one. That one's fine. So, well, work's already been done, so there we go. Right, this is the one that didn't bloom. Now this was bought in bloom from Burnham's, so that'd be 2 years ago, and it had a lot of flower spikes on, and I've got a feeling that it sort of exhausted itself. But some Cymbidiums only bloom well on a 2-year cycle. This could be one of those. Unknown, but it's in quite a large pot. It's not a deep pot, but it's quite a large pot. And although some of the growths are up against the side of the pot, a lot of them aren't. Yeah, a lot of them have got plenty of room to grow on. And some of them already are. There's another new one here. There's one here. That's still got room. It's quite close to the edge. But I mean, this one started quite a while ago. That's still got room. So has that one. So I'm going to leave this one this time round. Another couple here, one in the middle of the plant. So I'm not going to do any work on that one. I'm going to leave it undisturbed, and then if it is a sort of strength issue, then with the new growth this time, without the root disturbance, hopefully it will decide to bloom this time round. The thing is, it was a summer bloomer. But these new growths really look like new growths. They don't look like spikes. So I think it's just missed a year, and hopefully it will do better next season. We shall see. Anyway, we can grow it on well this season, get some nice mature bulbs and everything. And who knows, the fact that it bloomed in the summer last time round, it might change its season and come back into sort of, you know, sort of late spring, early summer or something like that. We'll have to wait and see, but no work to do on that one. Right, this one's the Pumilio, one that has the greeny flowers on, that cascade, but by staking them part way up you can turn it into a semi-cascade. This has got plenty of new growths on it. It's already been potted on, so no work to do on that. Now this is my little miniature showgirl. Again, didn't bloom. Hopefully it will gain some strength this year. It's been repotted, so there's no work to do. There's already new roots coming out of old bulbs here. So I don't think that was that happy in its media, but it's been repotted. Hopefully it'll pull on and gain some strength. And hopefully we'll see those very attractive blooms next season. Right, this is the first of the 3 that I got from Mather's at the Wisley show this year. They were all in bloom when I got them. This is the last one to finish, so the spike will come off. This could stay in this pot. It's got a new growth. Is that the only one? Yeah, looks like it at the moment. These are all quite small divisions. That could stay in that pot. I'm sure it was relatively recently potted to sell, hence the rubbish pot. Obviously if they were going to grow it on and keep it, or for stock or anything like that, then it would have been in a proper Cymbidium pot. But I was going to do nothing to that, but because I don't know what's in that pot, so it's going to go outside, could get rained on a lot, I am going to take it out the pot today and have a look. And it will probably just get put in one of my smallest Cymbidium pots to grow on for a couple of years. So we'll put that one to one side, work to be done, but we'll take the spike off. This is another one of the ones from Mather's at Wisley. A miniature, yeah, I'd call it a miniature. It's already been repotted, so no work to do, apart from pull the weeds out. All of these ones from Mather's keep growing weeds, but if I keep pulling them out, they will eventually exhaust themselves. Very small division, this one. First bulb, second bulb, back bulb with no leaves, and a single new growth. So that's just a matter of growing this on to get a nice big fat bulb like this, or bigger, and hopefully a spike when it comes back round to the blooming season. So no work to do on that. And this is the third of the three that came from Wisley. This is no ID, this one's just a white hybrid basically, or mostly white. Pink tinges, I think, if I remember. Again, a relatively small division, and this is what I'd call a large miniature, certainly not a full-size Cymbidium. 3 good plump bulbs on this division. We've got a nice new growth here, we've got another new growth coming here, and a new growth here. It's already been repotted, so no work to do. Just get those 3 nice new growths plumped up and fed well, and hopefully each one will produce a spike when we get to that time of year again. So that's that one. Okay, this is Jamie Red. This is one of the ones that has the pretty monstrous bulbs, mature bulbs. We've got new growths coming out. Given the size of, I mean, if you look at the size of that bulb, there's no way those 2 growths are going to, you know, then they haven't got room. And this new growth's already up against the side of the pot. There's one coming up in the middle there. So we've got multiple new growths. Got another one here, that's got nowhere near enough room. There's another one tucked up in there. So this has got a lot of new growths coming. It's going to be a much bigger plant. Oh look, there's another one tucked down there. So there's a lot of new growths on here. And I've just made a decision with the scale. These need direct contact and some physical removal. So I brought my little alcohol spray, and I'm going to deal with these like a leaf at a time and just make sure that spray them with the alcohol and physically rub them off. I think that's going to work better, because it means I haven't got to take them outside and muck about mixing up sprays. So that's what I'm going to do. But this one needs a repot. This needs possibly going in a bigger pot, depending on what I find when I get it out of the pot, if I can get it out of the pot. Now, I potted that, so that's been in that pot a year and a bit. So in theory, it should come out okay. We will find out. But yes, that one needs either potting on. Well, it needs potting on. We won't bother with the repot. Hasn't been in that one long enough. But we've got to get it out the pot first. So that'll go in one of my new big pots. Last but not least, I keep this one till last, and I keep it separate on the grounds it has some iffy markings on some of the leaves, like this, which could potentially be a virus. But if you look round here, this is a nice new growth coming on, and the leaves are spotless. So this could have been an insect problem or a sun issue last year when it was outside. So, I mean, I'm not happy with the markings on some of these leaves. It definitely looks like virus to me, but it's on the oldest part of the plant. So we're going to wait and see. But we've got new growths coming here and here. That one we've just looked at that's already pushing on, that one started early, and there's one in the middle of the plant that's also pushing on, that also has clean leaves. So it's difficult to say what's going on with this one, but do I disturb it? See this bulb here, these bulbs don't seem to grow huge. that bulb hasn't really got room. These two have. The one in the middle of the plant will force itself into getting some new room. That'll just manage. It'll sit on top of something else if it has to. It'll just push the bulbs apart. So this could stay in its pot. We shall see. Now, talking of viruses in plants, there was a lady orchid YouTuber out in the States in somewhere warm. All the orchids grew outside, hanging in the trees and stuff like that. She got viruses in her vandas and some other plants and contacted one of the real big vanda growers out in the States. I forget the name. I've actually watched some of their videos, and they said that although it doesn't do the plants any good, if you acclimatise them gently with vandas, you will get away with it. And if you put them in full sun, it'll kill the virus. And she tried it, and it seemed to work, but then she disappeared. The channel just stopped, stopped getting updated. So anyway, I don't think I could possibly get away with that with Cymbidiums. Full all-day sun would be pushing it a bit. But I'm going to let this one grow on. I'm not going to disturb it. I'm going to leave it in its pot. And we'll see what happens. But I do leave it till last. It used to be second to last when Hannah's plant was in here, but that's now outside. That gets watered with the whatever's in the watering can, garden fertiliser, whatever I'm doing my shrubs with, or bonsai, it just gets the same as them for now. But it also gets rained on because it's been outside a while now. So I'm not going to disturb that one. I'm going to let it go. So no work to do on that one either. And that's the look at all of them. Now down here set aside are the 3 that I need to do work on. Now I'm out all day tomorrow, well a lot of the day tomorrow for the AGM, as I said earlier. So I'm going to call this part 1, break off, and then the work that I do on these I will film separately. That can be posted tomorrow morning so that you've got something for Saturday. So that will be part 2, and then that will be probably the last look at the Cymbidiums inside, because I'm hoping to crack on with this staging, get the wheels sorted out and get these plants outside, hopefully before they're due to be watered again. But that means it would all have to be done next week. Hannah's down for a long weekend. That might not work. It might have to wait till the week after. But the plan, which may not be fulfilled, is to actually get these plants out as soon as possible now. So anyway, I shall break off now. Thanks for dropping by and watching and all that sort of stuff. And I'll do part 2, which is one's getting potted on, that and the other 2 are getting repotted. So we'll get that done as a single video, and that will get posted tomorrow. So I will see you then. Bye for now.